The American Sherman tank, frequently overshadowed by the immense power and armor of the German Tiger and Panther tanks, carried an often overlooked advantage: its advanced communication system. While the Germans were limited to outdated and unreliable radios, the Shermans were equipped with the sophisticated SCR-508 FM radio, which gave them a remarkable edge in battlefield coordination and situational awareness. This communication superiority played a pivotal role in the Allies' ultimate victory in Europe, especially in the latter stages of the war. This documentary delves into the overlooked story of how revolutionary communication technology reshaped the battlefield and explains why the technological gap between American and German radios played such a decisive role in the war's outcome.
The first major engagement between American and German tank forces occurred at Kasserine Pass in February 1943. This battle highlighted the stark differences between the two forces, not just in terms of tank power, but also in their communication systems. The Germans relied on rudimentary AM radios, which often suffered from static, poor range, and signal interference. In contrast, the American Sherman tanks were equipped with FM radios, capable of coordinating tank movements over long distances. Despite initial setbacks and tactical mistakes on the part of the Americans, their superior communication abilities allowed them to regroup and organize counterattacks, ultimately preventing the Germans from achieving a breakthrough.
The SCR-508 radio system, installed in every American Sherman tank, featured a powerful 25-watt transmission and crystal-controlled frequency modulation, providing clear and stable communication across the battlefield. In comparison, German tanks, with their 10-watt AM radios, struggled to maintain any form of reliable communication, resulting in isolated and disjointed tank units. The SCR-508 allowed American crews to remain connected, enabling effective coordination and real-time adjustments during combat, something the Germans could not replicate.
German tank crews were at a significant disadvantage when it came to communication. Only about 20% of German tanks were equipped with radios, and even these were basic AM models that operated at just 10 watts of power. These radios were prone to interference, static, and poor range, meaning German tank commanders often struggled to communicate with their own forces, particularly in the chaos of battle. This lack of effective communication isolated German tank units, hindering their ability to coordinate tactics or respond to the dynamic nature of combat.
Even renowned commanders like Heinz Guderian and Erwin Rommel faced constant challenges with their radio equipment. Both commanders understood the importance of communication in modern warfare, but the limitations of their radios often made it impossible to synchronize their forces effectively. Despite the formidable firepower and armor of the German Tiger and Panther tanks, their inability to maintain reliable communication contributed to the ultimate failure of the German forces, particularly as the war progressed.
As the war progressed, the technological advantage provided by the Sherman's SCR-508 radio system became more apparent. American tank crews could communicate effortlessly across vast distances, enabling them to coordinate their movements and attacks with precision. This advantage proved critical in major operations such as the Normandy landings and the subsequent liberation of France. In contrast, German forces, relying on rudimentary communication methods, found themselves isolated and unable to coordinate effectively, despite possessing superior tanks.
The ability to communicate and share information in real time allowed American forces to react to changing circumstances on the battlefield. When German forces were still fighting isolated skirmishes, American forces were already executing coordinated, multi-unit attacks, which ultimately turned the tide in many battles.
In the final stages of the war, American communication technology continued to provide a decisive edge. As the Allies advanced into Germany, the ability to coordinate attacks between tanks, infantry, artillery, and air support became critical. While the Germans still fielded powerful tanks, their inability to synchronize their movements through effective communication kept them at a significant disadvantage. The Allies, on the other hand, were able to launch coordinated assaults, call in airstrikes, and adjust tactics based on real-time intelligence. This ability to maintain constant communication on the battlefield played a crucial role in breaking through Germany's final defenses. Even though the German Tiger and Panther tanks were formidable opponents, their lack of coordinated communication left them vulnerable to well-organized and synchronized American assaults.
The success of the Sherman tank's communication system marked a turning point in military doctrine. The realization that battlefield networks, comprising communication, coordination, and intelligence sharing, are more important than the individual capabilities of platforms, became a central tenet of modern military strategy. This principle remains foundational in today's warfare, where the integration of various military branches through advanced communication systems is crucial to operational success.
The SCR-508 system proved that superior communication could negate even the most technologically advanced enemy platforms. This realization influenced the development of modern military technologies, including satellite communication systems, tactical data links, and advanced battlefield networks, all of which allow forces to maintain communication and coordination in real time across vast distances.
The story of the Sherman's communication advantage is often overshadowed by discussions of tank armor and firepower. While the German Tiger and Panther tanks are often hailed as the epitome of armored warfare, the role of the Sherman's SCR-508 radio system in ensuring seamless communication and coordination on the battlefield has largely been overlooked. Yet this technological edge proved critical in turning the tide of the war. This documentary uncovers the hidden role that communication technology played in securing the Allies' victory. It wasn't just the power of the Sherman's gun or armor that made the difference. It was the ability of American tank crews to communicate and coordinate across vast battlefields, something the Germans were unable to match. The lessons learned from this technological advantage still resonate today, shaping the modern approach to warfare.